Matt here with Keep It Up YYC by Sarah Dessert with Sweet French Learning. How are you today, Sarah?
I'm very good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for asking. We'll get right into it. Tell us a little about your business.
I decided to start this year my own business for French lessons for adults. I decided to focus on adults because I believe there's not a lot of opportunity for English speaking adults, especially in Alberta, to learn French. There's, like a lot of things for kids and teens, but there's not a lot of things for adults. And I decided to also specialize myself for English speaking adults so that it's very specific for them.
Oh, okay. So, of all places, you choose Alberta to give this a go. How's the market for people wanting to learn French in Alberta nowadays?
I believe there's a big need for people to learn French here. And I've been, talking a little bit with parents as well, and a lot of them actually want, have French more involved in Alberta life. So I believe we have a market here. And also a lot of people want to either go back to French because they went to French immersion when they were younger, or they want to start, learning something new and as they get retired or something like that. So there are a lot of people here actually wanting to learn French. So again, I'm bringing this to the market as a specific for, English like English speaking adults.
Oh, okay. I can attest to how difficult it is learning a language as an adult. I've never learned another language before, and a couple years ago, I went to Spain for 3 months to try to learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that was the most challenging thing I've done before. It's just you have to learn how to learn a language before you can even start learning the language. If you know what I mean, it's like it's a different skill
Yes,
set.
that is
If you
very
don't learn it
true.
when you're young, it's
Hmm.
difficult when you're older. So,
I wouldn't say it's difficult. It really depends. Every single person has to be aware that it's different because you don't use the same part of the brain when you learn as an adult. And a lot of people actually, pretty much all my beginners say, "Oh my gosh, I don't know this or I know nothing about French." And then when you get a little bit into it, you realize, "Oh yeah, I know that. Oh, I know how to say bonjour," or "Oh, I know croissant." Pretty much everybody knows that. So it's just to be aware that most people already have what I call a French box, which is you already have, some knowledge, especially in Canada, where like it's a bilingual country. So you have French everywhere here, but just people just are not aware of it. So once you get aware of it, you actually get, oh, okay, so how, like I can get access to this by doing that, or things like that. And I believe also one thing to be aware of as an adult is that when we are starting together, it's not like school. I'm not going to be like here and everybody sitting down, not talking to each other and say, okay, I talk, you listen, and you're not allowed to talk. Okay. So it's not like that at all. Yeah.
cool. So, very different approach. But what are you doing to adapt in this current environment?
Pardon?
What are you doing to adapt in this current environment?
I decided to switch all my classes online, obviously. And also, I focus now on my online community through my Facebook page, mostly. And I tried to, get some little challenge. I had the free French and French challenge in September. And coming this December, I have a vocabulary challenge where we're gonna learn a new word every day around winter and Christmas theme. Just to, get people involved. And it's a difficult time for a lot of people in Calgary. So if I can help them, get some little fun or little joy, or just to get, their minds off things, after work, after kids, whatever it is, just do, okay, oh, okay, it's fun. It's not a long time. It's just getting together and having fun together.
Absolutely, yeah, and challenge the mind in a different way. Try to develop a
Yes.
new skill set. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, why is it important for people to support local businesses?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. So, I believe in times like this, where there is, a really like there's a big impact on the economy in Alberta, but like in pretty much every places in the world, it's important to stick together and support each other through businesses online. We've been seeing a lot of like go to your restaurant and order takeout so that you can support them. It's pretty much the same for every single small businesses, like in Calgary. So it's important so that, as a small business owner, you know that your community, your clients are still there to like, oh, we don't forget you. We're like, we know it's a hard time for you as well, so we want to support you. But also for clients and people who actually purchase or buy products or services to keep that connection. Because, for example, if going to your favorite restaurant is a very important part of your alone time or your family time or your your time with your partner, for example. Well, being like supporting your business like that, it's also for you, to keep that time, to keep that connection, so that that is not taken away from you as well. So I would say it's like it's a partnership as well. So that's why it's important.
Absolutely. So do you have any tips and tricks you can share in relation to your expertise?
Yeah, definitely. So, because we're lucky to be in a bilingual country here, I would say, like most people will say, "Oh, Sarah, how can I practice French outside of the class?" Well, the answer here is pretty simple. You have French everywhere around you, even Alberta, So I always say, like, if you go to grocery shopping and you'll, even you're having some chocolate or whatever it is you're having, take a look at the box and maybe try to take a look at the French side and not the English side. So that is awesome. I did that myself when I tried to learn English, to learn every the vocabulary about groceries and clothes and stuff like that. So that's a tip that is very, very useful, because you don't need to spend hours learning something. You just need to check it once, twice, 5 times maybe, and then you learned it. So that's pretty easy. And another tip is also music. If you like to listen to music, well, it's Christmas time, and I know a lot of people like Christmas music. So why not trying the French version of that song you love?
Okay, well, I personally like hip hop. Do you got any French hip hop artists you can recommend?
I do, yeah, actually.
You, all right. You're written down.
So I like hip hop too, and I listen when I was in France. I used to listen a lot of that. So I would say, um, well, okay, let me just think for a second here. I actually have a list. Let me just, because I usually give some recommendation to my students. So I'm just gonna grab
Oh,
the list.
okay, you're prepared with this stuff. All right. I wouldn't expect you would give out hip hop recommendations, but
Well, I
well,
have a lot of music is a big part of my life, both in French and in English. So it's always a way that I, offer my students to either practice for themselves or also if they want, like it's another way. People think when they think about learning, they think about homework and hard work, but no, learning can come in so many ways. And especially as an adult, if you don't have a lot of time, well, music is an awesome way to learn.
nice.
So, yeah. Okay. So here's the list right there. So hip hop, let's see. um, okay. Uh, so you have Kinve. He has done a lot of things, and he's pretty popular in France.
King
Um,
B.
Kin, so Keen and capital V.
Oh, King B. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And also Soprano. He used to be a lot into rap, but he has done a lot of hip hop as well lately. So
Okay, how do you spell that one?
yeah, so Soprano.
Okay. N
Oh,
O.
yeah.
Oh,
Soprano.
soprano in English.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'll have to check them out.
Okay, awesome.
Well, thanks for that. I'm surprised, but that's super cool. Um, yeah, that's actually all the questions that I had prepared for you, Sarah. I really appreciate you joining me today. We
Yeah,
do
well,
ask
thank
that
you.
yeah, no problem. We do ask that you end the interview for us by looking at the camera, stating your name and your business name, and asking the people watching to keep it local, keep it YYC.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I saw that. Just gonna write that thing here. So name, business name, and keep it local, keep it YYC. Okay. My name is Sarah Dessert. My business is Street French Learning, and keep it local, keep it YYC.